Keď spravíme svoju všetku povinnosť, zodpovednosť pre rodinu, tedy budeme niečo robiť pre Pána. A Pán Ježiš čo povedal? Kto miluje viac otca?
In 1970, my family and I immigrated to Canada with plan to stay for only 2 years. We did not know what God has planned for us. As the prophet Isaiah said, "My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither your ways are my way, declared the Lord." In 1971, I was asked to help at the Czechoslovak services. The first Sunday in July, I stood at the pulpit at the Grace for the first time and preached from 1 Corinthians. "For I determined to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified." At that time, I had only my Bible, not any helpful commentary. On October 15, 1974, I was ordained. My first baptismal service at Grace was in 1974. Almost every year since then, new converts asked to be baptized. That time, same year, I became editor of Glorious Hope for Czechoslovak Baptist Convention. 1,100 copies were printed and published bi-monthly on 20 pages, each of which I edited, laid out, packed, and shipped. In the middle of 1970, Reverend Stan Hibbins suggested the church increase the mission budget. At that time, the church was in the red. How could we increase our mission if we don't have enough funds? But the board voted to increase the budget, and every year since the mission budget has increased. Back at that time was only one missionary supported. Today we have a whole list of people we support. By 1975, Slavic congregation grows so much that we not only have service on Sunday morning, and we have on Sunday afternoon and Wednesday too. To create a better outreach for Slavic people, a natural place was needed in order to have different types of service. In June 1978, we opened Slavic Gospel Center on Durova Road. The center also distributed Bibles, New Testament, Christian literature, and many Bibles and New Testament were sent to Canada, Australia, former Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and US. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, my wife Ljubica led Women's Coffee Hour with Bible study. Many unreached ladies attended, and unchurched ladies came. On Friday evening, we held a young people outreach. In 1981, Evangelist Barry Moore held a crusade in Windsor. I approached Barry Moore and asked him if he would like to go and preach gospel in communist countries in Europe. He asked me to prepare and organize crusade in Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and Romania. Those crusades took place in 1982 and 1983. I organized and traveled with him 5 more times. 2 other countries included Hungary, Poland, and Ukraine. In July 1986, Billy Graham invited Ljubica and I attended the Second International Evangelistic Congress in Amsterdam. It was there that I learned that I cannot do 4 different ministries successfully. So my goal was to devote my ministry to evangelism. Over the next years, the church continued to grow. Jack Noller and I started Friday men's Bible study with donuts and coffee. The group grew and became seniors meeting. After being a pastor for almost 20 years, I felt the church and I needed change. The Baptist Union of Yugoslavia, through the Canadian Baptist Ministry, invited Ljubica and I to help them in evangelism and church planting. In September 1991, we were accepted and appointed by CBM to be missionaries. And so after resigning as a pastor on October 22, 1991, Grace held our commissioning service. In August 2000, I retired from CBM and ministry. Occasionally, however, I would preach at the Slavic worship services. But by June 2001, Grace asked me to become associate pastor, and I served in that role until end of September 2004. We are thankful to God and to Grace Baptist for 20 years of service. As we celebrate 90 years, we wish, as Peter says, but grow in grace and knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ.